positive thought will actually create positive outcomes. And what I mean by that is that if you have something that it is that you want, if you have something that you desire, and I'm not saying necessarily materialistically, but I'm not saying not that. Basically, I recommend very strongly through meditation, you concentrate on that outcome, and in a sense, in the Zen sense, it becomes you. In other words, your forward vision of that, it becomes almost a palpable, when you get into this, existence, so that which you wish to be becomes in your mind, just like it would, say, in a dream. In other words, when you're having a dream, that reality that you're experiencing while dreaming is as real to you as your waking reality at that time. Unfortunately, when you wake up, then you say, oh, it was just a dream. But during that dream, that reality is real. So what you want to do is you're basically projecting, just like you were at a projector and the screen was, a distance away. You're projecting that reality. And eventually, what I call your corporal essence, the physical body, the things that we talk about that are part of the physical world, will catch up to that. The time will catch up to that. So in time, you're going to change it. And in fact, I'd actually like to have Chris, who, maybe kind of ordained his own reality to end up doing what he does. And because he was a guy that was doing printing, and that was probably very lucrative and so forth and so on. But Chris, you and I have not had this conversation. But my guess is that you didn't consider this to be the most fulfilling thing or your life's work, and you were probably thinking in the background, I'd like to be doing something else and so forth. So I'm just very curious to know what I think you may have done that same thing, and most people that are on the show have. So if you could have.
The power of positive thought is key to everything. When I started doing this type of work, and I realized that I can do this and actually do it as a business, make a living with it, and help people with their health problems. So in Winnipeg, it's very, very conservative people in Winnipeg. So I opened up an office. I rented an office in a holistic healthcare center with some other colleagues, okay? So here I am, I'm paying rent, and I've got overhead, and I've got one person calls me a day, and then next day nobody calls me, and then 3 days later somebody calls me, and I get a few appointments lined up, and I'm, basically paying my rent, and a year later I'm like, what the heck am I doing? Am I going to run out of my savings? But no, I just said, this is what I need to be doing for my whole life. I kept a positive outlook that this is going to work. I kept on practicing all the positive things. I was there every day, even when I didn't have clients coming in. And sure enough, within a few years, it manifested into this wonderful, wonderful healing center, and it's working. So yes, the power of positive thinking, using the secret or manifesting what you want or what you need within your life, it certainly does work. It's not going to be immediate, but it does work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and basically it's a vibration, part of this morphic field we talk about, that you're sending out there, and it's connecting in. So the pieces of the puzzle, if you would, that kind of fell into place, and the pieces of the mosaic that begin to now see an image, we're all coming from outside people that had almost a synchronistic link to your success, meaning that whatever you could offer was helpful for them. And we really get into the whole concept of synchronicity and reciprocity and so forth that we talk about in some of the other shows. But very much as Chris said, he kept on focusing on the end game. And the end game was doing what he wanted to do and have it be successful. And every day, that's what he said. I'm going to be successful at this. This is what I want to do. And things just fell into place. And I'm sure that there were a lot of very interesting steps. It didn't happen all at once. But, a lot of these things just kind of, a phone call came out of nowhere, I'm sure, or a person came out of nowhere and they were connected to something else. And it just basically fell into place because you're doing something that's actually helping people. And if you're doing something that's helping people, what you're doing, you're making that, you're actually causing that attraction. effectively. You're going to pull people in with this particular need, and they'll find you.
That's right.
We have so many anecdotal stories about this, but this is how it works.